The Maldives, or the Maldives as some people call it, I call it the Maldives, is considered one of the most beautiful places on earth for vacation. And it's a place that I have not been to, but I know many people who have, as it's a very popular travel destination for my local Chinese friends. But of course, during this pandemic, travel there has been devastated. So let's learn what the Maldives are doing about it. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rojo Reads the News. I'm your host, Paul. Today we have an article here from onemileatatime.com. And what it does is it outlines the new tourist entry requirements that the Maldives are considering. Countries are taking all kinds of different approaches to welcoming back tourists. Looking at the various plans gives us a good sense of what to expect in the future as tourism returns on a broader scale. It's going to take a long time for these places to redevelop their tourism infrastructure. Some countries are reopening soon, but confining people to hotels. Some countries are reopening soon and testing people on arrival, while some countries may not reopen until 2021. Well, it seems now we have a sense of what the Maldives reopening may look like, and it's unlike anything we've otherwise seen. Maldives may reopen to tourists on July 1st. Let me start by saying that I haven't found any official mention of this in the country's website, but rather I'm going off of a story from The Telegraph, which uses the Minister of Tourism of the Maldives as a source. He has outlined a plan to welcome back tourists as of July 1st, 2020, when commercial flights to the country are scheduled to resume. The Maldives is heavily dependent on tourism, which makes up 28% of the country's GDP, as the country saw more than 1.7 million visitors last year. The goal is to make the Maldives a safe tourist destination and a country without COVID-19. The country has so far recorded 5 deaths and under 1,500 cases. The Maldives has presented what's perhaps the most comprehensive and arguably over-the-top plan to ensure safe tourism. I think this plan makes tourism to the Maldives incredibly safe, but the question is whether the restrictions are so severe as to prevent most people from wanting to visit. With this proposed plan, what restrictions would visitors to the Maldives face? First, travelers would have to apply for a tourist visa in advance at a cost of $100. Previously, many countries didn't require any visas. Visas would only be granted to those who have been confirmed booking of a minimum of 14 nights, as well as travel insurance. So 2-week minimum in the Maldives. I think after 2 weeks, I'd probably get island fever. Travelers would need to submit either a negative antigen test or a positive antibody test up to a week before arrival. Travelers would have to pay $100 for an additional PCR antigen test upon arrival in Male. Guests would need to be confined to their quarters until their test results are reported, which would take from 3 to 12 hours. Are these restrictions appropriate or over the top? I don't know. You let me know. Comment below. The plan outlined above by the Maldives is unlike anything we've seen in any other country. Personally, I think it's highly likely this won't be implemented quite in this way because I think it's enough to keep away most tourists. The testing, both before and after arrival, are inconvenient, though totally reasonable, and I respect that policy. The thing that gets me is the 14-night minimum stay. See, yeah, the 14-night minimum stay. Many people can't take that much time off, and even those that can may not want to spend 14 nights in the Maldives, since that's a very long time. This is truly the most comprehensive plan we've seen from any country, perhaps to a fault. These precautions make it highly likely that no one will get COVID-19 on the flight to the Maldives, won't have it when they're there, and won't have it when they leave. It'll be curious to see what plan the Maldives officially rolls out because this seems unlikely to achieve their goal of welcoming back a sizable number of visitors. So what do you think? Is this a good plan for the Maldives to implement? Is this a model for other countries to implement to reignite their tourism industries? Or is this way over the top and will do more harm than good? Let me know. Comment below.